Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something: who's really in control of your life? Is it the circumstances around you, the people who doubt you? Or maybe it's that little voice in your head that says, you can't do this. But what if I told you that real control, the kind that changes lives, builds empires, and creates legacies, isn't out there? It's in here. It's in the way you speak, the way you handle your emotions, the way you manage your finances, and most importantly, the way you think. But today, that ends. Today, I want to talk to you about 4 pillars that will transform the way you live your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind. When you learn to master these, you don't just survive, you thrive. You don't just chase dreams, you live them. By the time we're done, you'll walk out of here with a new level of discipline, a sharper sense of purpose, and a roadmap to take your life to heights you've only imagined. Mouths speak life, not strife. Your words are your most powerful tool, your deadliest weapon. Every syllable that leaves your mouth can either build a bridge or burn it down. Think about it. How many times have you said something out of frustration, anger, or fear, only to regret it moments later? That's the power of the tongue. It can create or it can destroy. When you speak, you're not just communicating with others, you're shaping your world. Words have the power to open doors, mend relationships, and create opportunities. But they also have the power to wound, divide, and close those very same doors. Your mouth unchecked can become a wrecking ball, smashing everything in its path. You've got to learn the art of restraint. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Holding back an unnecessary insult, biting your tongue instead of lashing out, those aren't signs of submission. Those are marks of discipline. And discipline, my friends, is what separates the mediocre from the great. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should silence yourself. There's a difference between silence and control. You've got a voice for a reason. Use it, but use it wisely. Every word you speak should be intentional. It should carry weight. If you're speaking just to be heard, you're wasting breath. Speak to make an impact. Think of your words like seeds. Whatever you plant, you will harvest. You speak negativity over your life, you'll find yourself surrounded by problems. You complain about your job, your relationships, your circumstances. Guess what? Those things will only grow worse. But if you speak life, if you speak possibilities, solutions, and gratitude, you'll find that those are the things that flourish. And this isn't just about speaking to others, it's about speaking to yourself. The most important conversation you'll ever have is the one you have in your own mind. When you tell yourself, I'm not good enough or I'll never make it, you're planting weeds in your own garden. But when you tell yourself, I've got this or I'll figure it out, you're laying the groundwork for success. Here's the truth: your mouth is the gateway to your destiny. What you say about yourself, what you say to others, it all creates a ripple effect. You can never take back a word once it's spoken. It's out there shaping opinions, shifting relationships, and even altering your own self-image. So why not choose words that empower, encourage, and elevate? But let's get real for a second. It's not easy. When someone crosses you, when the stress piles up, when life doesn't go the way you planned, it's tempting to lash out. But that's the very moment your discipline gets tested. Those are the moments that define whether you're in control or your emotions are. The good news: you can train yourself to master your mouth. Start by pausing. When you feel that urge to react, to snap, to criticize, to gossip, just stop for a moment. Take a breath. Ask yourself, is this going to help or hurt, build or break, heal or harm? It's not about being perfect. You're going to slip up. And that's okay. What matters is that you're intentional about growing. Every time you choose to speak life instead of strife, you're reinforcing a habit of excellence. And over time, that habit will transform your relationships, your reputation, and your reality. Remember, people don't just remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. Your words can light a fire of hope in someone's heart, or they can extinguish it. They can pave the way for collaboration and understanding, or they can set up walls of resentment and conflict. The world is already full of noise, endless chatter that adds no value. Don't add to it. Instead, be a voice that matters, a voice that inspires, a voice that lifts others up even when you feel like tearing them down. Your mouth is the steering wheel of your life. Wherever it turns, the rest of you will follow. So steer wisely. Choose words that align with the person you want to be and the life you want to live. Because at the end of the day, your words don't just speak to the world, they speak your future into existence. Mood master your emotions before they master you. Your mood is the silent ruler of your life. It influences every decision, every interaction, and every outcome. Yet, most people let their mood control them instead of the other way around. They wake up feeling off and suddenly their whole day spirals into frustration. They face one setback and let it define their entire week. But here's the truth, your mood doesn't have to dictate your life unless you allow it to. Emotions are natural. We all feel anger, sadness, joy, excitement, fear, and frustration. But letting your mood run wild is like handing the keys to your life over to a reckless driver. If you let anger steer you, if you let frustration stomp on the gas, you'll crash into walls you could have easily avoided. Mastering your mood isn't about denying your emotions. It's about understanding them, controlling them, and channeling them into something productive. Think of it this way, your mood is like a thermostat. You set it. It doesn't have to be dictated by the temperature of the room you're in. Someone else's bad day doesn't have to turn into yours. A tough situation doesn't have to turn you into a mess of frustration and despair. Here's the thing about emotions, they're temporary. Anger, sadness, even happiness, they're fleeting. But the decisions you make while you're caught up in a mood, those can be permanent. How many bridges have been burned because someone couldn't control their temper? How many opportunities have been lost because someone let their frustration take over? You've got to learn to pause. When you feel that surge of emotion, whether it's anger, jealousy, fear, or even excitement, just pause. Take a breath. In that moment, you're reclaiming control. You're reminding yourself that you're not your emotions, you're the master of them. But don't confuse control with suppression. Suppressing your emotions isn't healthy, and it's not the same as mastering them. When you suppress, you're bottling things up, and eventually that bottle will burst. Mastery is about recognizing what you feel, acknowledging it, and then deciding how to respond. It's about asking yourself, what's the best move I can make right now? And let's not forget the power of gratitude in shaping your mood. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you have. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, when you appreciate what's going right instead of obsessing over what's wrong, you shift your entire perspective. Gratitude isn't just about feeling good, it's about training your mind to see opportunities instead of obstacles. Now let's address something real. Some days the world will test you. People will try your patience, situations will push your limits, you'll feel like everything is falling apart. In those moments, your mood will be the first thing to rebel. It'll scream, get angry, or give up, but that's the very moment you've got to stand firm. You can't let a temporary mood make permanent decisions for you. Imagine losing a lifelong relationship because of a moment of anger. Imagine walking away from an opportunity because you let fear whisper in your ear. Don't let your emotions rob you of what you've worked for. One of the most underrated tools for mastering your mood is self-awareness. Pay attention to your triggers. What sets you off? What lifts you up? When you know your emotional patterns, you can anticipate and manage them. If you know that mornings tend to make you irritable, start your day with something calming, maybe a moment of reflection or a simple gratitude practice. If certain people drain your energy, limit your exposure to them. And let's not ignore the role of physical health and emotional control. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, they all play a huge role in how you feel. You can't expect to master your mood if you're running on empty, feeding your body junk, or neglecting movement. Your mind and body are connected. Take care of one and the other will follow. The world will throw curveballs at you, challenges, setbacks, unexpected hardships. But you have a choice in how you respond. You can let those moments dictate your mood, or you can choose to rise above them. You can choose to stay calm, to think clearly, to act intentionally. That choice is your power. Mastering your mood isn't about pretending life is always perfect. It's about refusing to let imperfect moments derail you. It's about showing up as your best self, even when the world gives you every reason not to. When you master your mood, you don't just gain control, you gain freedom. Because no matter what life throws at you, you're the one in the driver's seat. Money make it work for you, not against you. Money is one of the most misunderstood and mismanaged tools in life. For some, it's a source of stress, fear, and endless frustration. For others, it's a tool for freedom, growth, and opportunity. But here's the thing, money itself isn't the problem. It's how you manage it or how you let it manage you that makes the difference. Let's get this straight. Money isn't evil. It isn't good either. Money is neutral. It simply amplifies who you already are. If you're generous and disciplined, money becomes a means to bless others and create stability. If you're reckless and impulsive, money will magnify that chaos. So if you want your financial life to reflect success and abundance, you've got to take control of how you handle money. The first step, stop letting your money control you. Too many people are living paycheck to paycheck, not because they don't have enough, but because they're spending without purpose. They're letting emotions dictate their purchases.
Stress leads to retail therapy. Boredom leads to impulsive buys. Social pressure leads to overspending. But here's the hard truth: if you can't control your spending, you'll never control your life.
Think about the difference between spending and investing. Spending is short term. It gives you a momentary thrill, but leaves you with nothing lasting. Investing, on the other hand, is long term. It plants seeds that grow over time. And investing isn't just about stocks or real estate. It's about investing in yourself, your education, your skills, your health. Those are the things that pay dividends for a lifetime. But let's be real, managing money isn't always easy. It takes discipline, and discipline isn't fun. It means saying no to things you want now so you can say yes to the things you truly need later. It means creating a budget and actually sticking to it. It means knowing the difference between wants and needs. And let's talk about debt. Debt is a trap, plain and simple. It's a weight around your neck, holding you back from reaching your potential. Now, not all debt is bad. There's such a thing as good debt, like a mortgage or a student loan that opens doors to greater opportunities. But consumer debt, credit cards, that's the kind of weight that will sink you if you're not careful. And don't forget to give. Generosity breaks the chains of greed and scarcity. When you give, whether it's to charity, to someone in need, or even to invest in a friend's dream, you're telling money, you don't control me, I control you. Generosity isn't about how much you have, it's about what you do with what you have. Managing your money isn't just a financial decision, it's a life decision. It's about creating a foundation of stability so you can focus on what truly matters: your purpose, your relationships, your dreams. So start treating your money like the tool it is. Respect it, control it, make it work for you, not against you. Mind the gateway to greatness. Your mind is the control center of your life. Everything you've accomplished or failed to accomplish began as a thought. It's not your circumstances that define you, it's your mindset. The way you think shapes the way you live. If your mind is cluttered with doubt, fear, and negativity, your life will reflect that chaos. But if your mind is disciplined, focused, and fueled by possibility, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Your thoughts are powerful. They create your reality. If you tell yourself, I'm not good enough or I'll never succeed, guess what? Your mind believes you. It starts looking for evidence to back up those claims. But when you tell yourself, I can do this or I'll find a way, your mind shifts. It starts working for you, not against you. The first step to mastering your mind is protecting it. What you feed your mind determines its health. Think of it like a garden. If you plant weeds, negativity, doubt, fear, that's what will grow. But if you plant seeds of positivity, self-belief, and determination, you'll cultivate a life of abundance. What are you allowing into your mind? The news you consume, the conversations you have, the company you keep, it all matters. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, not those who drag you down. Choose books, podcasts, and shows that challenge you to grow, not ones that leave you feeling empty. Guard your mind like your future depends on it, because it does. And then there's focus. Your mind can't work for you if it's scattered in 1,000 directions. In this age of endless distractions, focus is your superpower. You've got to learn to silence the noise and zero in on what truly matters. That means setting clear goals, creating a plan, and staying committed even when life tries to pull you away. But focus isn't just about what you do, it's about what you don't do. It's about saying no to distractions, to toxic people, to anything that doesn't align with your purpose. Every time you say no to something unimportant, you're saying yes to your dreams. Now let's talk about discipline. Your mind is like a muscle. If you don't train it, it gets lazy. Discipline isn't just about working hard, it's about thinking hard. It's about challenging your own excuses. When your mind tells you to quit, discipline steps in and says, not today. But discipline isn't born overnight. It's built through consistency. Every time you push past a limit, every time you choose growth over comfort, you're strengthening your mind. And the stronger your mind becomes, the easier it is to face life's challenges. And challenges will come. Let's not sugarcoat it, life is tough. There will be failures, setbacks, and moments when everything feels like it's falling apart. But here's the truth, it's not what happens to you that defines your life, it's how you respond. When your mind is strong, you see setbacks as setups. You see failure as feedback. Instead of breaking under pressure, you rise. Because a disciplined mind knows that every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise. Let's not forget the role of gratitude. Gratitude isn't just an emotion, it's a mindset. When you train your mind to focus on what you have instead of what you lack, you unlock a new level of resilience. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It turns problems into possibilities. It turns I have to into I get to. And finally, don't underestimate the power of visualization. What you see in your mind, you can create in your life. Your mind is like a GPS. If you program it with doubt and negativity, it will lead you nowhere. But when you fill it with clear, compelling visions of your future, it will guide you to greatness. Take time to dream, to imagine, to see yourself living the life you want. Hold that vision in your mind every day. Let it guide your actions, your decisions, your habits, because what you focus on, you attract. Your mind is your greatest asset. Treat it as such. Feed it, train it, protect it. Because when your mind is strong, your life becomes unstoppable. And that's where we bring it all together. Control your mouth and you control the narrative. Control your mood and you control your reactions. Control your money and you control your freedom. Control your mind and you control your destiny. Master these 4 pillars and you'll transform not just your life, but the lives of everyone around you. Your discipline will inspire them. Your focus will guide them. And your success will remind them that greatness is possible. Now go not just with inspiration, but with intention. Speak with purpose. Act with clarity. Live with discipline. Because the power to change your life isn't somewhere out there. It's already in you. It always has been. And all you have to do is take control.
The path you are walking, the road you're on may not always be easy. Life may have thrown curveballs and you've been tested in ways others could never understand. But I'm here to remind you today that good things are planned for you. And I mean that with every ounce of conviction I have. You were chosen for a reason. When everyone else might give up, when others might look at the circumstances and call it quits, you stand firm. Why? Because you know that your purpose is greater than any temporary setback. You understand that the plan for your life is far more powerful than the challenges you face today. When you walk through life, you encounter countless challenges, trials, and obstacles that often seem to define your journey. But the true power comes not from the circumstances you face, but from your ability to rise above them. Purpose over circumstance means that no matter what is going on around you, your inner drive, vision, and sense of purpose must remain stronger than the temporary setbacks or challenges that appear on your path. It's easy to be swayed by the weight of difficulties, by the momentary failures, by the external pressures that try to dictate your destiny. When things go wrong, when doors close, or when others doubt you, it can feel like your purpose is being threatened. But that's the exact moment when you need to dig deeper and remind yourself that your purpose is far greater than what any momentary difficulty can throw at you. Purpose is an internal compass, one that directs you regardless of the turbulence of the outside world. It's an unwavering force that keeps you moving forward when the path seems unclear, when others don't understand your journey, or when life doesn't seem to be going your way. It's the recognition that your life has meaning, that you have a mission to fulfill, and that no matter the opposition, your purpose is always with you, guiding you, pulling you towards your destiny. When you focus on your purpose, you begin to see every challenge as an opportunity for growth. Every moment of adversity can be transformed into a stepping stone that leads you closer to where you're meant to be. No circumstance, no matter how challenging or disheartening it may seem in the moment, has the power to stop you from fulfilling your purpose unless you allow it. It is your belief in your higher calling, your trust in your own potential, and your determination to keep moving forward that will define your success, not the circumstances you face. This is the essence of living purposefully, choosing to prioritize your higher calling above everything else. It's about understanding that the hurdles you face are temporary and that they cannot diminish the vision that you hold. Even if the world seems to be falling apart around you, if you can stay connected to your purpose, you'll find the strength to rise above. You become stronger with each challenge, more determined with each setback, and more committed to your vision with each obstacle. When you choose purpose over circumstance, you realize that your circumstances are merely a reflection of the moment, not a reflection of your potential. Life will constantly shift and change, but your purpose, if you nurture it and stay true to it, will be a steady force in your life, one that propels you forward even when the going gets tough. Faith in the plan is the unwavering belief that everything unfolding in your life is part of a greater design, a blueprint that, though invisible at times, is guiding you towards a destination far beyond your immediate understanding. It's the ability to trust that every experience, whether it brings joy or sorrow, is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. When you hold on to this faith, you acknowledge that there is a higher power, a force, an invisible hand that is leading you down a path you might not always see, but one that will always serve your greater good. Too often we allow ourselves to be swayed by the moment, the challenges, the disappointments, the detours that seem to knock us off course. But faith in the plan is about holding steadfast to the belief that, no matter how it appears on the surface, everything is working in your favor. It's the conviction that every setback, every unexpected change, and every moment of doubt is only a step in the direction of your ultimate purpose. The key to cultivating faith in the plan is understanding that it requires patience. It requires a deep trust that things are happening in divine timing, not in our own timing. It's about surrendering the need for control and instead allowing life to unfold in its own perfect way. Often we want immediate results or answers to our struggles, but the plan operates on a much grander scale beyond our limited perspective. Just because you cannot see the next step doesn't mean it isn't already being paved for you. Faith in the plan doesn't mean sitting idly by and waiting for everything to come to you. It means aligning your actions, your mindset, and your energy with that higher purpose. It's about making choices that reflect your belief that you are walking in the direction of something greater. Even when you can't see the full picture, you take steps forward, trusting that each action, no matter how small, is leading you to the fulfillment of the plan that's already set in motion for you. This kind of faith requires you to silence the voices of doubt, fear, and uncertainty that may try to cloud your vision. You learn to listen to your inner guidance, to trust your intuition, and to believe in your own ability to navigate through life's twists and turns. You must be willing to let go of the need for immediate answers and instead trust that everything is unfolding perfectly in the right time. Faith in the plan is also the realization that not everything is meant to be understood right away. There will be moments of confusion, moments when the path doesn't seem clear, but those are the moments where faith is most crucial. When things don't seem to be going as planned, it's an opportunity to strengthen your faith and trust that what you are going through is simply part of the greater process. This is where true faith lies, not in seeing, but in believing without needing proof. It's the understanding that your life is being guided by forces that know what you need when you need it, and how it will all come together. Even when things don't look the way you envisioned, you remain firm in the belief that the plan is unfolding as it should, and that every step you take is leading you closer to the life you are meant to live. When you embrace faith in the plan, you no longer feel like a victim of your circumstances. You understand that you are a participant in something far greater than yourself, that your journey is part of a divine narrative that is being written just for you. The challenges you face are part of your growth, your evolution, and your transformation. Every experience, every person you encounter, Every twist in the road is an essential piece of the puzzle that is your life's purpose. The power of resilience lies in our ability to rise again and again, no matter how many times we fall. It's not simply about bouncing back from hardship, but about growing stronger in the face of adversity, learning from each challenge and understanding that the very struggles we endure are the ones that shape us into who we are meant to be. Resilience is the quiet force that allows us to persist when everything inside us wants to give up, to keep moving when it feels like the world is pushing against us, and to stand tall when we feel like everything is crumbling around us. Resilience is born from within. It is a strength that is not always visible, but always present, always ready to rise when we need it most. It is the inner determination to face life's difficulties with a belief that, no matter how hard things may seem, they are never permanent. When we face trials, we often feel alone, overwhelmed, or even defeated. But resilience reminds us that these feelings are temporary and that we have the power to overcome them. It is a quiet force, not loud and dramatic, but steady and unwavering, guiding us through storms, helping us find our footing when we stumble. In the face of setbacks, it's easy to believe that failure defines us. But true resilience teaches us that failure is not the end of the story, it is merely a part of the process. Each failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to rise with greater wisdom. It shows us that we are not defined by our missteps, but by how we rise after them. Resilience is the key to understanding that setbacks don't mean the end, they are simply part of the journey to success. The power of resilience also lies in its ability to transform us. It is through hardship that we find our strength, through challenges that we discover new aspects of ourselves. We are capable of much more than we often give ourselves credit for, and resilience is the muscle that proves this. It is built by enduring the hard times, by weathering the storms, and by continuing to believe in the possibility of a better tomorrow, no matter how bleak today may seem. Resilience does not come from avoiding pain, but from embracing it and learning from it. It is the ability to experience loss, disappointment, or hardship and not let it define us. Instead of allowing challenges to crush our spirits, resilience helps us to transform that energy, to turn it into something greater, something that propels us forward. It teaches us that we are capable of far more than we realize, and that within every challenge lies the seed for growth. This power of resilience can be the difference between success and failure, happiness and despair. It's the inner belief that no matter how tough the road ahead seems, we have the ability to walk it, to push through, and to come out stronger on the other side. Our resilience fuels our ability to endure, to persist, and to keep going, even when we don't feel like it. It allows us to see the bigger picture, to trust that even in moments of difficulty, there is a purpose being served. Moreover, resilience doesn't mean doing everything alone. It is also about knowing when to lean on others, when to ask for help, and when to let others carry us for a while. True resilience is not about being invincible or unbreakable, but about acknowledging our vulnerability, embracing our humanity, and finding strength in connection with others. It is through sharing our struggles, our pain, and our challenges that we often find the strength to keep going, realizing that we are not alone in our journey. It's important to remember that resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about learning how to face it with grace, how to endure with hope, and how to emerge from it transformed. It's the quiet confidence that we can handle whatever comes our way, knowing that each obstacle is simply another opportunity for growth. When we understand this power of resilience, we realize that no matter what happens, we are capable of handling it and turning it into a stepping stone on our path to greatness. Divine timing is the powerful force that governs the flow of our lives, guiding us in ways we cannot always see but can always trust. It is the understanding that everything happens not by coincidence but according to a divine plan, a plan that is far greater and more intricate than anything we could design for ourselves. Often we are faced with moments of impatience, frustration, or confusion as we wait for the right doors to open, the right opportunities to present themselves, or the right timing for our desires to manifest. But in those moments, we must remember that divine timing is always at work, and it is leading us toward exactly where we need to be. The beauty of divine timing is that it operates beyond our limited understanding of time. What we perceive as a delay, a setback, or a missed opportunity may very well be part of a much larger design that is unfolding in our lives. Every experience, every person we meet, every challenge we face is a piece of the puzzle that is aligning perfectly to bring us closer to our purpose and destiny. The timing of events in our lives may seem random or even frustrating, but when we look back, we often see that each step was necessary for our growth and evolution. Sometimes we might think that we are ready for something before it actually arrives. We may feel prepared for the next phase of our lives, eager to move forward, but the universe often asks us to wait, to be patient, and to trust that everything is unfolding at exactly the right moment. We may not fully understand why things are taking longer than expected, but this is the lesson of divine timing, trusting the process even when we can't see the full picture. What's important to remember is that divine timing works for our highest good. It's not about random chance, but about aligning with the flow of life, in tune with the rhythm of the universe. It's about understanding that there is a season for everything, times to plant, times to grow, and times to harvest. When we are in alignment with divine timing, we are allowing ourselves to be guided by a higher power that knows exactly what we need when we need it. The answers, the opportunities, and the people we seek will show up at the exact moment they are meant to. We live in a world that values speed, instant gratification, and constant movement. But divine timing asks us to step out of the rush and embrace the flow. It encourages us to pause, reflect, and listen to the whispers of the universe. Instead of forcing things to happen or pushing against the current, divine timing teaches us to be patient and trust that we are being guided. When we stop trying to control every aspect of our lives and instead surrender to the natural rhythm of the universe, we open ourselves up to miracles that we may not have imagined. Sometimes divine timing may require us to go through periods of stillness or solitude. These times may feel uncomfortable, even challenging, but they are often the moments when the seeds of our future are being planted. In these moments, we may not see immediate results, but trust that the work is being done behind the scenes. During these quieter times, we are often being prepared for something greater that will come into our lives when the time is right. One of the most difficult aspects of divine timing is learning to let go of our expectations. We have a tendency to want to control outcomes, to force things to happen on our own schedule. But when we surrender our need to control and instead trust the process, we allow ourselves to be open to what's meant for us. Divine timing operates on its own rhythm, one that may not always align with our personal desires or timelines, but it always brings us to the right place at the right time. Patience is an essential part of embracing divine timing. It's not always easy to wait, especially when we feel that we are ready for something or that our dreams should have materialized by now. But patience teaches us to trust in the divine wisdom that is guiding us, knowing that we are being prepared for what is coming. It teaches us to see the beauty in the journey, even when the destination feels far off. The beauty of divine timing is that when we are aligned with it, everything falls into place effortlessly. Opportunities arrive at the perfect moment, the right people show up at the right time, and the challenges we face become stepping stones that help us grow. When we stop forcing things and start trusting the process, we find that life unfolds with ease and grace in ways we could never have planned for ourselves. In the end, divine timing is about surrendering our need for control and embracing the flow of life with faith and trust. It's about knowing that there is a perfect plan unfolding for us and that everything will happen in its own time. Instead of rushing, instead of worrying, we can rest in the knowledge that the universe is working on our behalf. We are exactly where we are meant to be, and every step we take brings us closer to our purpose and destiny. By embracing divine timing, we allow ourselves to live in harmony with the universe, trusting that everything is unfolding just as it should. Transformation through struggles is an essential concept that challenges our perception of adversity. It is in these very struggles, these moments of difficulty and pain, that true transformation often occurs. The human spirit is not molded by comfort and ease, but by the intense pressures and forces that it encounters in life. Every struggle we face, every hardship that feels overwhelming, has the potential to shape us in ways we cannot yet fully understand. In the midst of these challenges, there is a power at work shaping us, molding us, and refining us for something greater. When we are confronted with struggles, we tend to view them as obstacles, something that stands in the way of our progress, our happiness, or our peace. We may feel defeated, broken, or lost. But these moments of adversity are often the very experiences that push us toward growth, maturity, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Without struggles, we would remain stagnant, never discovering the depths of our resilience, our strength, or our potential. The process of transformation through struggle is often not an immediate or obvious one. It requires us to look beyond the pain and discomfort, to see the hidden gifts that lie within the struggle. It is easy to become consumed by the challenge in front of us, to focus only on the hurt or the difficulty. However, when we shift our perspective and embrace the struggle, we allow ourselves the space to grow. It is like the process of refining gold. The gold is put through fire, enduring intense heat, before it emerges pure and stronger than before. Similarly, we too must endure the heat of life's challenges in order to emerge as the best version of ourselves. One of the key aspects of transformation through struggle is the development of resilience. Resilience is not something we are born with, but something that is built over time, often through our most difficult experiences. It is the ability to rise after being knocked down, to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear, and to find strength in moments of weakness. Through each struggle we encounter, we become more resilient, more capable of facing the next challenge that comes our way. It is through resilience that we learn to bend without breaking, to adapt without losing our sense of purpose or direction. Another vital component of transformation is the deepening of our self-awareness. Struggles have a way of stripping us down to our most authentic selves. They force us to confront our fears, our insecurities, and our weaknesses. In these moments, we are faced with the truth about who we are, not the person we want to be or the person others expect us to be. This confrontation with our own limitations is uncomfortable, but it is also liberating. It allows us to see our potential and our capacity for growth. We begin to understand ourselves on a deeper level, uncovering parts of our character that we never knew existed. This process of self-discovery can be painful, but it is through this discomfort that we transform into a more authentic and empowered version of ourselves. Struggles also teach us the importance of patience. In a world that often demands immediate results, struggles force us to slow down and trust the process. Transformation does not happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and perseverance. As we face one challenge after another, we learn the value of patience not just with the process, but with ourselves. We learn that we do not need to have everything figured out immediately. The struggle becomes a journey, not a destination. And it is in this journey that we find the true essence of who we are meant to become. Moreover, struggles often push us to develop empathy and compassion for others. When we face our own trials, we gain a deeper understanding of what others may be going through. This awareness opens our hearts and minds to the suffering of others, making us more compassionate and willing to help. We begin to see that everyone is facing battles of their own, and this realization allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. Our struggles, in turn, become the very foundation of our capacity to serve, support, and uplift those around us. At the core of transformation through struggle is the ultimate realization that growth and strength are born in the most unexpected of places. Struggles are not signs of weakness or failure, they are opportunities for change, growth, and renewal. They offer us the chance to reinvent ourselves, to shed old identities, and to emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. While the process may feel grueling at times, it is essential to understand that this is where the magic happens. Transformation is not a smooth path, but a rugged journey that leads to something far more beautiful than we could have imagined. Through struggles, we are shaped by forces that we cannot control, but which have the power to refine us into who we are meant to be. It is in the depths of adversity that we find our true strength and potential. The struggle becomes the very thing that propels us forward, breaking down barriers within us and pushing us toward our highest purpose. In this way, struggles are not something to fear, but something to embrace, for they are the catalysts of our greatest transformations. The difference between achieving success and falling short often comes down to mindset. It's not just about external factors like luck or circumstances, but about how people approach life mentally. A person with a rich mindset believes that success is attainable through discipline, persistence, and learning. They understand that setbacks are part of the process and treat them as opportunities to grow. Even if they don't have resources initially, they focus on possibilities and actively seek ways to improve their situation. On the other hand, a poor mindset limits potential by focusing on what's lacking. People with this mindset often blame external conditions, believing that success is reserved for a fortunate few. They tend to wait for the perfect circumstances or opportunities instead of creating their own path. This leads to a cycle where negative thinking feeds into self-doubt, further preventing them from taking meaningful action. Ultimately, success starts in the mind. Your thoughts shape your decisions, and your decisions create your reality. Whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you are right. It's not your starting point that defines you, but the mindset you choose to carry every day. A rich mindset focuses on the long game, understanding that real success requires time, patience, and consistency. People with this mindset are willing to sacrifice short-term pleasures for long-term rewards. They know that building something meaningful, whether it's wealth, skills, or relationships, doesn't happen overnight. They invest their time, energy, and money into things that grow over time, like education, savings, businesses, or personal development. They are comfortable with delayed gratification, trusting that the future will reward their persistence. In contrast, a poor mindset craves instant results. It seeks quick gratification, often opting for things that provide immediate pleasure but offer no lasting value, like impulsive spending, procrastination, or get-rich-quick schemes. This mindset fears missing out and prefers temporary comfort over long-term stability. It can lead to choices that feel good in the moment but cause stress or regret later, such as accumulating debt or wasting time on unproductive activities. The ability to think long-term is what separates those who build wealth from those who remain stuck in cycles of struggle. Every small, consistent effort compounds over time, creating opportunities that would never have existed with a short-sighted approach. The rich mindset sees time as an ally, while the poor mindset views it as a threat, something to fear or race against. This difference in perspective determines who builds a legacy and who gets trapped in survival mode. A rich mindset embraces risk as a necessary part of growth and success. People with this mindset understand that progress often requires stepping into the unknown and taking calculated risks. They don't act recklessly but evaluate potential outcomes and make informed decisions. Even when risks don't work out, they view failure as a lesson rather than a setback. They understand that the path to success is rarely smooth and that without risk, there can be no reward. In contrast, a poor mindset prioritizes security and comfort above all else, often avoiding any situation that feels uncertain or challenging. This mindset is driven by fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of losing what little they already have. As a result, opportunities are often missed because they involve leaving a comfort zone. The desire to avoid discomfort can lead to stagnation, where growth is limited and progress feels out of reach. Those with a rich mindset know that success lies just beyond fear. They see risk as an opportunity to learn and evolve, trusting that setbacks are temporary. They recognize that while failure might hurt in the short term, it ultimately builds resilience and opens new doors. The difference between the two mindsets is clear. One grows through calculated risk-taking, while the other stays stuck by clinging to the illusion of safety. A rich mindset prioritizes learning over entertainment, understanding that knowledge and skills are the keys to creating lasting success. People with this mindset actively seek opportunities for growth. They read books, attend seminars, take courses, and surround themselves with inspiring individuals. They treat every experience as a chance to learn, believing that the more they grow mentally and emotionally, the more capable they become of achieving their goals. For them, personal development is not an occasional activity, but a lifelong commitment. In contrast, a poor mindset leans heavily toward entertainment, often using it as an escape from challenges or as a way to pass time without purpose. Instead of investing time in learning or self-improvement, people with this mindset may spend hours on mindless distractions like binge-watching TV, scrolling social media, or indulging in excessive entertainment. While relaxation has its place, excessive consumption of entertainment can prevent people from making meaningful progress toward their goals. The rich mindset understands that knowledge is power and actively seeks ways to apply what they learn. Each book read, skill mastered, or new concept explored becomes a tool they can use to build a better future. They know that while entertainment offers temporary pleasure, learning creates lasting value and opens doors to new opportunities. The key difference between the two mindsets is this one uses time to grow, while the other uses it to escape. A rich mindset views challenges as opportunities in disguise. When faced with difficulties, people with this mindset ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow or turn this to my advantage?" They see obstacles not as barriers, but as stepping stones towards success. This mindset embraces the idea that setbacks are a normal part of any worthwhile journey, and with every challenge comes a chance to develop new skills, build resilience, and uncover new possibilities. In contrast, a poor mindset views obstacles as signs to stop or give up. It focuses on what can't be done rather than what could be achieved. When difficulties arise, people with this mindset may feel overwhelmed, discouraged, or even defeated before they begin. Instead of looking for creative solutions, they become stuck in a cycle of excuses and complaints, missing out on opportunities hidden within the challenges they face. The rich mindset teaches that problems are inevitable, but how you respond makes all the difference. Each challenge carries the potential for growth, and those who persevere through tough times often come out stronger and more prepared for future opportunities. The difference between the two mindsets lies in perspective. One focuses on possibilities and solutions, while the other fixates on difficulties and limitations. A rich mindset operates from a place of abundance, believing that there is always more than enough to go around. People with this mindset practice generosity, whether it's through sharing knowledge, resources, or time. They understand that giving doesn't deplete their wealth, but instead fosters growth, goodwill, and new opportunities. They see success as something that multiplies when shared, and they believe that helping others succeed doesn't diminish their own achievements. This mindset creates a positive cycle. What is given often comes back in unexpected and meaningful ways. In contrast, the poor mindset is rooted in scarcity, the belief that resources are limited and must be guarded tightly. People with this mindset often fear that sharing will leave them with less, leading them to hoard money, knowledge, or opportunities. This fear of lack can result in envy and resentment toward others' success, reinforcing the belief that life is a zero-sum game. The rich mindset knows that generosity builds networks, trust, and opportunities that wouldn't exist otherwise. It fosters collaboration rather than competition. In giving freely, they unlock greater possibilities for growth and abundance. The key difference is clear. One mindset creates a world of opportunity through giving, while the other limits itself by holding on to what little it has, afraid that there won't be more. The first step to healing is to stop pretending everything is fine. It's easy to push our emotions aside, hoping they will fade with time, but unprocessed pain only festers. You might tell yourself, "I should be stronger than this," or "Others have it worse." But comparison doesn't make your suffering any less real. Your emotions, whether sadness, anger, fear, or confusion, are valid, and they deserve your attention. It's okay to not be okay. When you acknowledge what you feel, you take away some of the pain's power over you. Denial only prolongs the suffering, but recognition is the beginning of release. Sit with your emotions, name them, and allow yourself to experience them fully. It's not about wallowing in sadness, it's about giving yourself permission to grieve, to cry, to feel overwhelmed if that's what you need. Too often, we think showing vulnerability makes us weak, but the truth is, it takes courage to confront what hurts. Emotions are not signs of failure, they are signals. They tell us where healing is needed. Only by allowing yourself to feel the weight of your experiences can you begin to understand what needs to be healed. And that understanding is the foundation for growth. Recognizing pain isn't the same as giving up. It's the first step in reclaiming your power and deciding how you'll move forward. You can't fix what you won't face, and by facing your pain, you open the door to eventual relief. No one moves forward by pretending nothing is wrong. The path to wholeness begins with honesty with yourself and your emotions. It's easy to think you're alone in your suffering, but the truth is, Many others have experienced similar moments of brokenness. This doesn't diminish what you're going through, it simply means that you are not isolated, even if it feels that way. Pain can create the illusion that no one understands you, but if you look closely, you'll find that people around you, friends, family, or even strangers have faced their own struggles and come out the other side. It's important to remember that brokenness is part of the human experience. Everyone at some point has dealt with failure, loss, rejection, or uncertainty. These feelings are not signs that you're weak or that something is fundamentally wrong with you. They're part of being human. Knowing this won't magically fix everything, but it can remind you that you are not abnormal for feeling the way you do. Others have walked this path before you, and many are walking it right now alongside you, even if you can't see them. Sometimes, just knowing that others have made it through their darkest days can offer a flicker of hope. If they could survive it, you can too. You don't need to go through it alone. Reach out to others, even if it's hard. People who genuinely care will listen, not judge, and their presence can remind you that connection is still possible, even when you feel disconnected from yourself. Even if no one knows exactly what you're going through, there are people willing to walk beside you. Whether through sharing your thoughts with a trusted friend, reading about others' experiences, or simply knowing that brokenness is universal, you'll realize you are part of a larger story of resilience. You're not alone. You never were. Healing is not an instant process, and it's okay if you don't have everything figured out right away. When you feel broken, the idea of getting back to normal can feel overwhelming, as if there's too much to fix all at once. But the truth is, you don't need to solve everything today. The way forward is through small, deliberate steps, simple actions that slowly rebuild your spirit and life piece by piece. Progress might look different every day. Some days, just getting out of bed or eating a meal is a victory. Other days, you might find the strength to tackle bigger tasks, like going outside, meeting a friend, or working toward a goal. It's important to celebrate these small wins, no matter how insignificant they may seem. Every little step forward counts, and with each one, you remind yourself that movement, however slow, is still movement. Patience with yourself is key. Healing isn't a straight path. There will be good days and bad days, moments of hope followed by moments of doubt. Some days it may feel like you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but that's all part of the process. What matters most is consistency, showing up for yourself even when it's hard. You don't have to know what the finish line looks like right now. Focus only on what you can do today, in this moment. Allow yourself the grace to move at your own pace, and trust that with each small effort, you're rebuilding something stronger. Healing is not about rushing to a destination, it's about learning to walk again, one small step at a time. Pain can feel pointless, but it often carries hidden lessons and opportunities for growth. When everything falls apart, it forces you to pause and reevaluate your life, your choices, and your priorities. What once seemed important may no longer matter, and what you ignored before might suddenly become clear. Brokenness has a way of stripping away distractions and showing you what truly matters. In the depths of pain, there is often an invitation to rebuild yourself with greater clarity and purpose. Life's most difficult moments can teach us things we couldn't have learned otherwise. You might discover new levels of patience, empathy, or strength that you didn't know you had. Struggles can cultivate resilience, and with time, you'll realize that you've become someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Pain is not the end of the story, it's the beginning of transformation. Sometimes the very thing that broke you will become the source of your greatest purpose. Many people who have experienced deep suffering go on to help others in ways they never imagined. Your experiences, even the painful ones, can shape your path forward. They can become the foundation for something meaningful, whether it's helping others, creating something new, or living with greater intention. You don't have to see the purpose in your pain right away, but trust that, in time, you will. The challenges you face now are shaping you into someone you might not recognize yet, but someone who will be grateful for the lessons learned along the way. Growth is painful, but it is also necessary. Your current struggle might just be the birthplace of your next breakthrough. You don't have to carry the weight of your brokenness on your own. In difficult times, it's easy to withdraw from others, believing that no one can truly understand your pain. But isolation only deepens the wound. Healing requires connection, even if it's just with one person who cares. A strong support system, whether it's friends, family, or a professional, can offer the encouragement and comfort you need to keep going. Reaching out doesn't mean you have to unload everything all at once. Sometimes it's as simple as letting someone know you're struggling. The people who care about you may not always have solutions, but their presence can remind you that you're not alone. They can help shoulder the burden when it feels too heavy to bear on your own. It's okay to ask for help. We often believe that we must solve everything by ourselves, but true strength lies in knowing when to lean on others. Sharing your thoughts and feelings, whether through conversation, journaling, or even creative expression, can lighten the emotional load. When you speak your truth, you give others permission to offer their support and understanding. Building a support system also means surrounding yourself with positive influences. Seek out those who lift you up and distance yourself from toxic relationships that drain your energy. The people you choose to have around you can play a crucial role in your healing journey. Sometimes, just knowing someone is walking beside you without judgment is enough to give you the strength to take another step forward. Even though you may feel fragile or shattered now, there is a strength within you that is waiting to be uncovered. It's easy to believe that being broken means you failed or that you're weak, but surviving difficult moments proves otherwise. Every time you faced hardship and managed to keep going despite the pain, fear, or uncertainty, you've demonstrated resilience. Strength is not the absence of struggle, it is your ability to rise again each time you fall. Think of yourself like the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold, making it more beautiful for having been broken. Your struggles shape you, creating cracks where wisdom, empathy, and inner strength can take root. The experiences that hurt you don't diminish your value, they transform you into someone deeper, someone more aware of life's complexities. Strength doesn't always look like bold, confident action. Sometimes it's quiet perseverance, getting through the day even when everything feels overwhelming, refusing to give up when giving up feels easier. It's knowing that even if you don't feel strong right now, you are building strength with every step forward, no matter how small. Believe in the person you are becoming, even if you can't see them clearly yet. Brokenness is not the end of your story. In time, you will discover that the pieces you thought were lost have formed something new, something stronger and more beautiful. Your strength lies in your ability to keep moving, keep believing, and keep showing up for yourself, no matter how hard it gets.